Welcome to Jazz Time. JazzTime.com is an online store that buys, sells, trades authentic luxury watches. We make these videos so our customers can easily choose the best watch for themselves in the comfort of their own home. If you like this watch and would like to purchase it at the lowest price anywhere online, click on the link in the description below to buy it at JazzTime.com. Today, I'm going to be reviewing the Audemars Piguet Royal Oak self-winding 37mm rose gold with a white dial and diamond bezel, reference 15551OR.ZZ.1356OR.01 or 04. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the history, then about where this watch stands in the rest of the ones in this lineup, or similar ones in this lineup, and then I'm going to talk to you about the case bezel dial bracelet movement, try it on, and finally give you my thoughts on it. So let's start with the history. The Royal Oak has been out for a long time. How long? 52 years to be exact. It came out in 1972 and it is almost 2024. So it's been out for quite some time, and it was the first watch that introduced a luxury sports steel watch to the world. And since then, almost every other brand of watches has copied and followed suit and began making stainless steel sports watches. It's become one of the largest segments of watches in the entire world, and that was all due to Audemars Piguet coming out with the Royal Oak, and this is a offshoot of that. Now, the Royal Oak, since it's been around for 50 years, it has had many different variations. They make it in size 33 small, 34 for ladies, just recently, 37 for ladies, and then for men they make it in size 37 also, 39, and then 41. So small, medium, large for both men and women. And they've been making this, and of course they've made many different variations and many different complications. So with a date, tourbillon, calendar, open work, many, and dual time, all sorts of stuff. And what we're looking at here is the size 37. Now 37 is actually a recent update. They released the 37 not that long ago. I want to say it's been out for approximately 10-15 years, and the first reference is starts with the 15450. It's an older reference. It has an older movement. This one is the latest in production version. Okay, now we're talking about how this watch stacks up with the rest of ones in its same class. So we're talking about 37s. Now 37 is a watch that can be worn by both a man or a woman, and for men who like to wear smaller watches or just have a small wrist size. I could suggest it for those who have a wrist size of, let's say, 7 inches or smaller, which roughly comes out to approximately 150, 160 pounds or smaller. If you have that kind of wrist size, you should go with the 37. If you have a larger wrist size than that, or you're a bigger person above, let's say, 160 pounds, you probably could benefit from a 41. Likewise, for females, I would say those who have a wrist size of 6.5 inches or larger, which comes out to like 120-pound woman or something like that, they can wear 37. If you're smaller than that, you probably should go with a 34 or even smaller. So this watch, 37 millimeters, AP put out 10-15 years ago because they knew that women like to wear these larger watches. The 33s were a little bit too small and the 41s were just way too big, so they came out with this nice 37 to bridge that gap. And then they soon figured out that actually both men and women like to wear it, so they made tons of different variations in it: steel and gold, yellow gold, rose gold frosted, all these different complications, so on and so forth. And it's become a huge smash hit, as you could imagine, because it's a size that is very wearable for many people, and it just makes sense. Okay, so that's how it stacks up with others in the same class. Now let's go ahead and talk about the case now. The case is 37 millimeter, and that's from my thumb to my index finger. As I said, it's the large size for women, and I would probably have to say that, this is my opinion, but when it has diamonds on the bezel, it's meant for a woman, and when it doesn't, that is meant for a man. That's just my personal opinion. Of course, men can wear it if they want, but I feel that the diamonds lends much more feminine look to it than does just a plain bezel. Everybody feels something different, but that's how I feel when I look at this watch. And in fact, this watch sold to a woman. So, but if you want to buy one, you can also go to jazztime.com or click on the link in the description below to buy one at jazztime.com. So, at any rate, the watch is in 37 millimeters, and from the 8 o'clock to the 2 o'clock position on here, the longest distance across the bezel, that size is 37. And the case itself is made all in rose gold. The AP makes in many different variations, as I said before. Now, I want to show you the side profile. Take a look at the thickness of this watch, and you'll notice that the thickness is not very thick at all. In fact, it's only 9.1 millimeters. Just to give you some reference, anything less than 10 is considered thin, anything less than 8 is considered ultra thin. So 10 is almost ultra thin. It's thin enough. It doesn't really need to be that thin. You don't need it to be 7 or 8. It gets a little bit flimsy at that point. So 9 is a good size. And why that might matter is because it can fit on the suit, or not suit cuffs if you're a woman, but if you're a woman, maybe you might be wearing suits too. So it'll fit under your sleeve, let's say. Okay. And it has, of course, all the hallmarks of a beautiful royal oak in that the sides, pay a little bit of attention to the polishing on the edge of this watch. You'll have a satin finish or brush finish on the top, and then on the side you'll have a high polish finish that extends down the length of the bracelet. It really makes the watch look congruous, like it was designed and made for this watch. In fact, it was. A lot of times you see bracelets that look like afterthoughts. They kind of just stick it on afterward, and that doesn't really look very good. It looks better when the bracelet looks like it was made for the watch. In this case, it was. So, okay, that's enough about the case. Now let's move on to the bezel. The bezel, as I told you earlier, it's a diamond bezel. It's a factory set by AP, and I believe they do the best bezels in the business. They're the most recognizable, even better than the Rolex bezels. The Rolex bezels are very recognizable, but they're nowhere near the same quality as AP. And what do I say that for? Look at the side of the bezel. It alternates between this high polish, has octagonal bezel, which the design itself is famous, and it's the most recognizable bezel of any bezel. Maybe only second to that of Rolex, just because Rolex has so many, but it's definitely not as prestigious. Okay, so and then on the flat part, you see it's satin finished. So it goes satin finished, then high polished. And of course, the bezel has these hexagonal screws that are actually false screws. They're not actually screws. They actually screw in from the back, and the front is the acceptor. And of course, they put these beautiful diamonds, which just adds another level of beauty and high class to the watch. So yeah, it looks great. Okay, that's the bezel. Now I want to let's talk about the dial. Now, you might be just looking at this dial and think, well, what is the difference between this one and the previous generation? They also made one which was a 15450, and you might be wondering, well, what is the difference? Like, why would I get this one? Well, one of the things is the bezel is the dial is slightly different, and here's where it's different. The older version had the insignia. You see where it says Audemars Piguet here? Well, here it says Audemars Piguet in gold lettering that matches the rest of the watch. On the old version, it had an AP sign that was in gold, and then it had a black print. It literally just printed on it. Now, ask yourself, which one is more luxurious? To print the names with ink on the dial, or to have the words carved out in gold and hand glued there? Probably the second one, right? Well, that's why they do that. So their logo or their name, they've literally cut this out in gold and glued it to the dial, affixed it, I guess you could say. Before, they just did that with the logo, and it didn't look very good. It made the dial look very cluttered, and it did not look very luxurious, if I'm being honest. So it looks much better in the current configuration. Okay, and it also used to say automatic, and it doesn't say that anymore. I think that was also kind of lame, to be honest. I don't really know why you have to write the word automatic. I mean, you might as well write the word watch on it, or time, I mean, why? It's pointless, which obviously was pointless because they took it off. Okay, so anyways, Now the dial looks much more up to date with his beautiful gold writing of Audemars Piguet and no extra BS words. I could understand them writing Swiss made on the bottom because it is made from Swiss and that's something they're probably proud of. So, and they have the name their Audemars, which also is great. They don't put extra junk on it. Okay, anyways, that's the dial. Okay, let's move on to the bracelet. Now the bracelet is also unchanged. Oh, actually, sorry, the bracelet is changed. Now that I see it, the old reference number for the old bracelet was a I think it was a 1256. That was the old bracelet number. This one is a 1356. Now you might wonder what is the difference between the new and the old. Well, the old bracelet was thicker and the taper was less pronounced. Now when you look at it on its side and you look at the thickness of the links, they're thinner. The links are actually thinner now, which makes the watch fit more comfortable, and the taper, in which it comes down on the edges, is more pronounced. So it also is ergonomically fitting your hand better. It's small details, I know, but it's still a detail. You know, the Porsche, by example, car doesn't have revolutionary changes. It has very small micro changes throughout the year just to make it perfect. The watch is already perfect, they just have to make it more refined. So that's why you're not seeing gigantic changes. Okay, anyways, that's the bracelet. Now let's move on to the movement. Now the movement is also changed, and this movement is a movement 5900, and as you can see here on the back, this is actually a 50th anniversary movement. They made this watch in 2022 at the 50th anniversary, and they commemorated that by making the rotor a special cutout in the gold that was matching the watch. So for the yellow gold, they matched the rotor to yellow gold, and they did these 50th anniversary rotors that look absolutely stunning to me and amazing. I'm sure you probably agree with me. They look great, and the finish on it, on the movement, is much different than it was before. They're using like a new school finish. Before, the finishing looked a little bit old school. Now it looks much better. And before, the rotor was not cut out like this. It's a lot more work to do a cutout rotor because on all these edges, you have to high polish the edge and then put sand finish on the top. It's a lot of work. And they just made it look a lot better. So I just think it looks fantastic. I think you probably agree with me. And that's another reason why this one is better than the older version. Not to mention that the newer movement is also more precise. It also lasts longer, has a longer power reserve. It's something like 60 hours actually, sorry. So as you can see, it's fantastic. Well, and what can you say? It's better than the old version because of three things. One, the dial. Two, the bracelet. Three, the movement. So those are the main differences. All right. Okay. Anyways, so there you have it. I've talked to you about each part, the history, and also where it lines up with the rest of it in its class. So let's now try it on and give my thoughts. Now I'm 6 foot tall, 200 pounds, and I have a 7.5 inch wrist. Probably if you're a woman, you're much smaller than me. And if you're a man and you're considering this watch, you probably should be smaller than me as well. Now it looks not bad on my wrist, but I have to say it's a little bit small for a wrist my size. Now I have a wrist of 7.5 inches. I would say if I were buying this watch, I would buy one at 41, but I'm not buying this watch. You're buying this watch. So ask yourself what your wrist size is. Is your wrist size 7 inches or smaller and you're a man? Well, then this watch could be for you. But I also suggest it not on this diamond bezel if you're a man. Or I suggest it for a woman who likes to wear larger watches and it still has to have a wrist size of 6.5 or larger, because it'll just be too big at some point. Did they also make a 34 that has diamonds? So it looks very similar to this. Actually, it looks exactly like this, except it's 34. Anyways, so my thoughts are, first, I love AP. It's my favorite brand. I think they do amazing sports watches. Okay, I should say they're my favorite brand when it comes to sports watches. Okay, I have to qualify that. When it comes to dress watches, I think Patek is the king. And when it comes to ultra hype watches, I think Richard Mille is the king. So I have to qualify that. When it comes to sports watches like you see here, I don't think anyone comes even close to AP. They're the king, and rightfully so. They do tons of variations of it. They pour tons of their resources into making their AP Royal Oak a massive success in terms of everything: the resale, the look, the prestige, getting stars to wear it. I don't know how they do it. Maybe they pay them, maybe they don't. Who cares? That's their business. It's their marketing. But Royal Oak is just a fantastic watch, and I think anyone who has it is going to be very proud to wear it, very happy to wear it, and they're going to look good wearing it too. And you really can't go wrong, you know. And they don't make that many watches. There's a long line. So I'm assuming whoever's going to be wearing this, if you're watching this video, maybe you're a man buying it for your woman, or you're a woman buying it for yourself. You probably think, yeah, I could consider this for you. Well, you should. You definitely should, because it's a fantastic watch. And I liked it in this white color. They have it in other colors, I think, green and blue. But you know what? I don't really like it in green and blue because those are difficult colors to match. They're much harder to match. If you're a woman wearing this watch, you could probably gonna wear it with all different kind of clothing, different dresses, jeans, skirts, maybe even a suit, and that suit or dress or blouse, whatever it is, might be in different colors. Sometimes it'll be dark, light, whatever, and white really goes with everything. That's why I think this is much better. You know, let's say you're wearing a pastel colored dress. You wouldn't want to wear a dark green watch. It just wouldn't match. So, but a white watch, it would match with everything. So I really think this is if it were my money, I would be buying the white watch over any other color. I think this is just a fantastic watch. So look, if you want to buy it at jazztime.com, or if you want to get the lowest price anywhere online and you don't want to wait in line at the authorized dealer and have to buy some BS first and then get this watch, go to jazztime.com or click on the link in the description below.
If you want to find out more about the watch you just saw in the video, you can just click below on Show More to see the full description. Then you can check the link next to Model as seen in video, click on it, and you will get to the proper page where you can see all the details. If you're watching on a mobile phone, you have to click on the arrow down on the right hand side below the video to see the full description. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you would like to share this video with your friends, you can use the share button below and share it on any platform you like. If you have questions, constructive feedback, want to tell us about some mistakes or misspeaks, just write a comment below. If you want to see more videos like this, you should subscribe to our channel and visit our channel page where you can find all the videos. And if you're interested in a specific watch brand, you can check out our playlists. If you want to check the price for a watch or want to buy one, remember at jazztime.com you always get a steep discount, so you should check the prices with us. If you want to know the price for a specific watch, just go to Google, type in JazzTime, plus the brand, model, and the details you're interested in, and Google will find the right page for you. Thank you for watching.